discuss in terms of buying a home here in Houston. So in 1968, April the 11th, the Fair Housing Act was signed by President Lyndon B. Johnson. Okay, and this act had been talked about and discussed years prior, but had never been enacted and had never been signed into law up until that date. And a big part of this was, of course, civil rights activist Martin Luther King Jr. He was, amongst the many things that he was doing during the Civil Rights Act, he was an activist in trying to get equal rights for those trying to purchase or rent or get loans for a home to live in whatever area. And the Fair Housing Act, after his assassination a week later, literally April 4th, he was assassinated in Memphis, and April the 11th, Lyndon B. Johnson had a presentation or an announcement or interview where he signed the act into law as a memorial before Dr. Martin Luther King's for Martin Luther King's assassination. Things that also played into a factor, of course, during that time was, the Vietnam War was going on, and there were young minority lives that were being lost over in that battle. And back home, their families were not given the opportunity as the rest of Americans were given the opportunity to purchase a home, to rent a home, or to live in a specific neighborhood, and everything that goes on with housing. It was just hard for them, if at all, able to get a place for them to stay. And so the government took that into consideration, as well as the work that Dr. Martin Luther King put into place, and we get the Fair Housing Act. So let's talk about it. It is prohibits discrimination against renting, buying, getting a mortgage, housing assistance, race, color, national origin, religion, sex, family status, and disability. Okay, these are key things that can be something that somebody that's trying to buy a home needs to be on the lookout for. You want to make sure that these things aren't affecting your buying power, aren't affecting you trying to move to a specific neighborhood. If they are, they need to be addressed. It's very important. And as a realtor, and as the National Association of Realtors, and as the realtors here in Houston, I would hope that we are all taking that into consideration and making sure that we are doing the best by our client in every aspect of it to make sure that that is not happening to them. But fact, for Black History Month, Dr. Martin Luther King fought for fair housing. And after his assassination, days later, the act was put into law again by President Lyndon B. Johnson. So it's Cory, the real estate guy. Know the facts. The act can be found on HUD.com. What I'm going to do is I'm going to embed the link into this so you can go and find out more about it. But make sure, if you are buying a home, if you are in the market, if you are looking to buy a mortgage, anything that you're doing in housing, make sure that the person or the persons or the professionals that you're working with are abiding by the Fair Housing Act. It's Cory, the real estate guy.